It had been a long day at work, one of those that seemed to stretch on endlessly, dragging my patience thin. I was exhausted, frustrated, and all I wanted was to get home, unwind, and forget about the chaos at the office. But when I walked through the door, I didn't expect my world to be flipped upside down in an instant. Lisa was sitting on the couch, scrolling through her phone as usual. Her eyes didn't meet mine when I entered, which struck me as odd. It wasn't uncommon for her to be engrossed in her phone, but tonight something felt off. I shrugged it off, dismissing it as just my tired mind overthinking things. I kicked off my shoes, dropped my bag on the floor, and asked, trying to sound casual, "You okay?" But the unease I'd been feeling only seemed to grow as she didn't immediately respond. Her gaze remained fixed on the screen, her fingers tapping away without pause. After a moment, she set the phone down and finally looked up at me, her face an unreadable mask. "Yeah, just tired, I guess." I nodded, but deep down I knew something wasn't right. That tired excuse didn't sit well, and the way she said it didn't feel genuine. But I decided to let it go for now, though the feeling that I was being ignored, that something deeper was happening, lingered in the air. Later that night, as we were winding down for bed, I noticed her phone lying on the coffee table. I picked it up absent-mindedly, planning to check something for her. But before I could unlock it, a notification popped up that made my stomach twist. The name on the screen was unfamiliar, and the message left my pulse racing. Asterisk, I can't stop thinking about you. I need you tonight. Asterisk. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. This wasn't just a friend texting. This was someone trying to get with her. My blood ran cold as the realization hit me. I opened the message, desperate to see more, but just as I was about to dive deeper, Lisa appeared in the hallway, catching me red-handed. "What are you doing?" Her voice was sharp, but I could hear the nervous tremor beneath it. I looked up at her, my heart thumping violently in my chest. "Who's this?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady despite the anger bubbling inside me. Her eyes widened, and for a split second I saw something, guilt flickering across her face, before it was quickly replaced by a defensive posture. "It's nothing," she said quickly, her voice too high-pitched, too defensive. "Just someone from work." "It's nothing." I wasn't convinced. Not by a long shot. "Lisa, don't lie to me," I said, my voice turning colder. "I'm not stupid. What's going on here?" She hesitated, her eyes darting away from mine as though she couldn't meet my gaze. Then, with a deep sigh, she sank onto the couch as if finally giving in to the weight of the truth. "Fine," she said, her voice quiet but steady. "It's not nothing. I've been seeing someone else. I've been cheating on you." Her words hit me like a punch to the gut. I was speechless, trying to process what she had just said. The betrayal stung more than I ever imagined it could. For a moment, all I could do was stare at her in disbelief. "You've been what?" My voice barely came out, a whisper barely carried by the air. I had to hear it again. "I've been seeing someone else," she repeated, her tone matter-of-fact as if we were discussing the weather. "I didn't want to hurt you, but it's been happening for a while now." The words hung in the air, and my mind reeled, trying to process what she was saying. "Why?" I asked, the question slipping out before I could stop it. "Why would you do this to me?" She shrugged nonchalantly, as if it were the most trivial thing in the world. "I don't know. I was bored. Things weren't working between us anymore. And he made me feel alive again. I don't expect you to understand, but this is who I am now. Take it or leave it." Her cold, indifferent tone pierced through me like a blade. The reality of her betrayal hit me harder than I expected. A mixture of fury, disappointment, and deep sadness flooded through me. But then something inside me snapped. I wasn't going to stand there, weak and broken, letting her dictate the narrative of my life. "No," I said, my voice low but firm. "Not in my house. Not in my life. If this is who you are, then we're done." A slight smirk crept onto her lips, her eyes flashing with defiance. "You can't control me." "You never could," she shot back, almost daring me to react. I didn't waste a second. I walked toward her, grabbed her bags from the bedroom and tossed them onto the living room floor. "You want to be this person?" I said, my voice cold as ice. "Then you can be this person somewhere else. I'm done." Her eyes flashed with anger, her face twisting in frustration. "You're throwing me out?" she spat, incredulous. "You think you can just kick me out like this?" I met her gaze unwavering, the weight of my words cutting through the tension. "Yes. I don't need someone like you in my life. You chose this. Now live with it." Her face twisted with frustration, but she didn't argue further. Without another word, she grabbed her things and stormed out, slamming the door behind her with a force that echoed through the empty house. I stood there for a long moment, feeling a tumult of emotions. Relief, anger, sadness, but most of all, a sense of finality. The woman I had loved, the one I thought I knew, had shattered everything with a few simple words. But I wasn't going to let her dictate my life anymore. That night I slept alone. But for the first time in months I felt at peace.